So do you guys remember the movie City Slickers? Any of y'all ever see that before?
I vaguely remember
It
that.
had Billy Crystal in it.
Yeah.
So there's a scene in there where Phil squats down to take a dump. And by the way, I guess I should back up and give you the premise of City Slickers. So it's three city boys that go out searching for treasure in the wild, wild west with a cowboy named Curly. And there's a part where Phil squats down to take a dump and thinks he gets bit in the butt by a rattlesnake. And there's this like huge fiasco in the scene where he needs one of the guys to suck the poison out or suck the venom out of his ass. And so that's kind of how the scene breaks down. And then he realizes that he actually sat on a cactus and wasn't bit by a rattlesnake. And he had this realization that his friends were such good friends that they were going to suck the venom right out of his ass. Why do I bring that up? Well, we've got a story today about a crocodile nearly biting off a hunter's penis after he mistook it for a log. But we'll hear more about that later. So, welcome to TDI Live. This is episode 13, and today is October the 31st, 2019. Happy Halloween, everybody. So you're going to hear a little bit about what's going on in the world of TDI. We're going to talk about penises being nearly bit off by crocodiles, and then a reptile myth. Are snakes poisonous? And then we've got something special for you on Bill's Conspiracy Corner. So I'm Matt.
And I'm Bill.
And I'm Heather.
And welcome to TDI Live. Heather, do you have a public service announcement before we get going?
Okay, so yeah, I'm really sick today, so I might end up coughing, so yeah.
She'll try not to hack in
Her
your
cough
ear.
sounds like barks. It's almost like
Sorry.
she'll start coughing, and because I used to get that
sneeze
cough
like a
when I
bark.
was a kid, and my parents, that's what they used to call it, was a barking cough. And you start normal, and then you start coughing harder, and it's like all of a sudden it's like
That happened to me
Ain't that
last
right?
night, yeah.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
coughed like
Oh
that.
no, I heard her yesterday when she came in, and I was like, oh my gosh, she got the barking cough.
I got a bottle of water here for me, so.
The barking cough.
Yep.
Well, that's a new one for me. So, what's going on in the world of tie-dyed iguana? Let's see. We painted the tortoise pens finally. That actually came with a certain level of hilarity. Where,
I missed this. I wasn't there that day.
well, I mean, painting was painting. Nothing funny about that. Where it got funny was we put up signs that say wet paint, several of them.
Oh, God.
Oh, naturally, nobody noticed those signs. So,
Everybody leaned up against it, didn't they?
dude, it was mostly kids. Yeah, one mom got pretty upset, and she came in because her child, obviously climbed through the paint, and she said, "You need to have up wet paint signs." So we showed her the wet paint signs, and like these signs, and that was it.
Yeah. It's like the springtails. It's right on the top. Do not turn over.
Yeah.
And people idiots just turn them over, and it's like, you're just killing springtails and destroying the colonies that are for sale, and then they just set them back on the shelf.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So yeah, we have 2 purple pens out there that need touched up because something about it, man, it just like drew the kids to them, and they
It
all
is.
climbed on it. And
It's like it draws, when you put a sign saying "Do not do this," it draws stupidity towards it. It's like putting bait out for, for something you're
for a
hunting.
bear,
Yeah.
did you ever watch Ren and Stimpy back in the day?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There was an episode, I think it was called Space Madness, where there was the big red button.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
said, "Do not push the button."
Yeah.
and they're like, their
That guy was
eyeballs
like-
all like tight.
He was like slamming Stimpy's head down.
Yeah.
Do not touch the red button, the shiny,
do not
bright
push.
red happy button. And
And of course, naturally, they ultimately pushed the button, and I don't remember what happened.
I think
after that.
everything just imploded.
Imploded. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So, that was my jam back in the day, Ren and
Yeah.
Stimpy.
Well, I used to watch that when my kid was young.
Oh,
and,
see, I was a kid. Back
yeah.
when Bill was old enough to be my dad.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yep.
You could
Yep.
be my dad. How old are you? We're going to talk
I'm
about how old.
56, I think. I'll be
Yeah,
57.
you're 20 years older than me. Bill,
Yeah.
can I start calling you
Well-
Daddy Bill?
My,
Oh,
my,
no.
my son,
No.
he's going to be 32, I think.
Yeah?
So,
I'm going to be 37
I'm
next week.
32.
You're 32?
Yeah.
Start calling Bill Daddy-O.
No.
Daddy-O. That was from back. That
that
was
was like
Back to
in
the Future.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when Michael J. Fox kept calling Crispin Glover Dad, he's like, "What is it with this dad thing?" He
So
didn't know he
in
was
the
his
50s,
dad.
they had these people called beatniks. They sat around in bars and told poetry, and they had like these like, I don't remember, these weird looking hats, and they had like these little goatees, and they would, yeah,
That was a beatnik, huh?
yeah, and they always said Daddy-O,
Daddy-O,
Daddy-O. Yeah, they were cool.
Billy-O, Daddy-O.
Yeah,
That doesn't really work.
no.
All right, Dad. Well, I won't call you Dad. I might. I don't know. I might stick. So there hasn't really been too much else going on. We did have the Show Me Snakes show last weekend. It was, I don't know what the hell happened out there. It was very busy. It was our second biggest show
Wow.
ever that we've done, which is crazy because the show prior to that was our second biggest show ever. So it beat out the show prior to that.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
We're going to be in Iowa on the 17th. Show Me Snakes is kicking off a show there. So myself, Bill, or not Bill, are you going with us?
No.
Myself, Eric, and Stephanie are going to roll up there and see how that goes. It'll be their inaugural show, so hard to say. Hard to say if it'll be worth the time and investment, but we're already prepping for that. I've got all the racks up front already. We ended up breaking a wheel off one at the last show. That was great. Switching some product around. But otherwise, there's not much really going on in TDI right now. We're coming up on the holiday season, so we generally try to buckle down and not do too many new projects during that time. We got a bunch of new stuff from the BFG show actually coming in. But we did go to a show about, oh shit, I don't even know what happened yesterday. We went to a buying show about a month ago, and all that new product gets shipped out Monday for delivery Tuesday. So that'll be pandemonium.
I've already seen all the Christmas commercials on TV last night. They didn't even wait till after Halloween.
Yeah. I went to Sam's to look for a bag of Halloween candy for the staff to give out tonight, and I couldn't find it because all the Christmas candy was out. And I'm like, where's the Halloween candy? And they're like, oh, that's out of season. This is like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, it's Halloween.
Well, it's like when you go to try to buy a snow shovel in January. They're out of season.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. You try like space heaters. Those were always a big one. We needed space heaters up here. And I'd go to Home Depot in like February, coldest fucking month of the year. And space heaters are out of season. But they got fans and grills. It's like, oh, because I need a grill.
Yeah,
I just tried to
I
get
don't-
flip-flops a couple days ago, like 2 weeks ago, and they were hard to find because they're out of season.
Yeah, I did that one time looking for short
Yeah.
pants. And it was like August, and I couldn't find none.
Yeah, and it's
I'm like,
110
well,
degrees.
I guess I'm just going to have to cut off a pair of my
Make
camo
your own.
pants or something.
Make your own shorts.
Yeah.
So, Heather, I am wildly curious. Tell me about this penis log crocodile incident.
Okay, so this guy, he went hunting in Australia, of all places. And he decided to go wading through murky water. And that's always a bad idea.
Yeah.
And no, what he did was he's walking through it, and he stepped on what he thought was a log under the water. And then he realized it was actually a crocodile, and he tried to sit still because he's like, oh, if I sit still, it won't get me or whatever. But no, it decided to, he actually, when he came up out of the water, he flipped the guy, and then he bit down on the upper part of his leg, like near his crotch. So it's like, so he's got this a crocodile hanging off his leg, and he has to punch it like 4 times to get it to let go. But he
Surprised
he managed to get out. Yeah,
Surprised it just didn't drag him underwater and drown him.
No doubt, man.
it probably would have tried,
Did it
but
say how big the crocodile was? Or guess?
I don't think it said how big he
Okay.
was. But
Well, it was probably, I would say probably 6 foot or more if he
we'll probably
was able
yeah.
to throw him up out of the water.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he actually managed to get back to his car. He had to walk for half an hour back to his car with a bleeding leg, and then then they had to airlift him to a special hospital to stitch him up and everything.
Penis puncture ward.
Well, he didn't quite get his
Penis puncture. I like that. Punctured his penis. Here we go. It's
With a crocodile toothus.
it's time for the rhyming moment. I don't know what else I can make rhyme with that, but I don't know. Sounds like a party,
Yeah.
a penis puncture
I don't
party.
know. That's like pretty much everything in Australia can kill you. So
Oh yeah. What was he hunting?
I have no
what
idea.
kind of season do they have in Australia? They got some exotic shit out there.
I think they do have crocodile hunting season.
Yeah?
Like we have alligator hunting season. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm sure they have other types of hunting, deer and different stuff, I imagine.
Never been to Australia. Sounds like
No.
it'd be a good time though.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
So when we, my family and I, we go to Florida usually 2 weeks out of the year, and I like to run. And when we're down in Florida and I'm running, it always crosses my mind. In particular, we'll do like a week at Disney, and we'll stay at the Contemporary Resort, and it's right up there on Bay Lake, and that's where they had that crocodile attack. Or I don't know if it was a
I
croc
think
or an
it was
alligator.
It was an alligator.
It was an alligator. Okay, so that's where they had that alligator attack with that kid, and you know, I mean, obviously Florida's Florida, and you can't keep alligators out of bodies of water in Florida. But what they've done to, I guess, like circumvent it happening again, is they've put up rope barriers along the water.
Yeah, like that's gonna work.
Yeah, rope barriers, and then there's signs that say, you know, hey, stay away from the water. Crocodiles and venomous snakes may be present.
Yeah.
But man, I always wonder if I'm going to come around a corner and there's going to be like an alligator there, and I'm going to have to deal with that shit.
It's happened before.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
There's people.
I'd do it. Let's do it, man. I'd fight a gator. I probably wouldn't win, but
No.
I don't know.
That's maybe a smaller one, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's.
Smaller one.
I mean, I heard stories of
If they get a hold of you, you're fucked.
like this lady. She was working in her garden, and apparently, I guess a big alligator just walked up and snatched her when she had her back to the water, and it was like, I guess like they have a bunch of those little canals and stuff where people. And another thing is, bull sharks can go into fresh water, so bull sharks actually have been found up by Alton,
Really?
in Mississippi. Yep.
Huh. Well, that's some bull shark bullshit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, never come face to face with a gator in the wild before.
No.
Although dude, as ironic as this is, I swear to God, I had a dream last night about a giant gator. And you know how I knew it was an alligator and not a crocodile?
Because it said, "I'll see you later."
Yeah, you know that joke.
Because
Yeah.
you said it to me all the time.
Because it's the best joke in the world. So an alligator will say "see you later," and a crocodile will "see you in a while." That's how you tell the difference. I mean, that's how I tell the difference, at least. Oh well. So cool. So don't step on a log in the murky waters of Australia because it might cost you your penis.
Yeah. I would say don't go in water that you can't see, you know, what you're walking through.
Right.
When I was a kid, I lived in Florida, and yeah, like I'm good going in the ocean, but like anything that's slower moving than the ocean freaks me out. I won't get in it. Like we had, they called it a sound, basically a bay
Yeah.
was between the barrier island and the mainland, and that's where we lived. And we had a dock in the backyard, and you could swim off it and stuff. And I swam in it like once or twice, but man, it freaked me out because it was much slower moving, and it was full of like stingray in particular were in
Yeah.
there, a lot of stingray.
Yeah.
It never stepped on one, but I was just like, dude, I need something way more turbulent than this.
Yeah.
So never noticed any sharks in there, although I'm sure they were in there.
Probably smaller ones than that.
Yeah, I have no idea, but there was hella stingray. I caught one once when I was fishing, and obviously I couldn't get it out of the water, but it was about the size of a hood of a car. It was massive. And yeah, it kind of just floated up to the top of the water and then went back down, and eventually the line broke. I kept trying to get it in. I'm like, ooh. I mean, what the fuck would I have done with that if I got
Yeah.
that in, you know? I did pull up some stingray, though, and, you know, just to take the hook out and throw them back. You just had to be careful. They're all whipping around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh yeah, that tail. Yeah.
saltwater catfish, those were always fun. They had the big old barbs on them.
Ooh, yeah.
Those
Yeah,
were
those
tricky.
I think they call them gaff-tail cats or something like that.
Yeah.
Or,
Gar,
yeah.
like saltwater gar, those were angry. Man, there was all sorts of crazy crap we'd pull out of that water. It was a good time. All right, so we've got a reptile myth, and this is a good one. And it says snakes are poisonous. So what we're talking about, the difference between poisonous and venomous, basically. There are, though, I sent you a thing about it. There are
Yeah.
actually a couple poisonous snakes.
There are.
So
And I think one was something like a keelback.
yeah.
And like, yeah, there was a couple of them.
So I guess we should define the difference between poisonous and venomous. Do either of you care to do that, or?
I mean, the way I look at it, venom is injected either like through a bite or a sting. Poison is usually ingested through, you know, swallowing it, or it can be absorbed through your skin or through your eyes or whatever. Venom can be too, like spitting cobras can hit
Yeah.
you in the eyes, but that's the way
So-
I've always looked at it.
It's really like, I mean, it's really a technicality at the end of the day. Like whenever I would do like reptile demos back in the day, if some kid said a snake is poisonous, I just kind of let it roll. I'm like, whatever, you know, it's not worth
Yeah.
necessarily correcting. But yeah, I mean, if you want to get into the technical aspect of it, yeah, venom's injected, poison's ingested. So like drinking bleach would be poison.
Yeah,
A bee sting would be venom.
right.
Right.
So what if you drink venom? Now what is it?
don't know.
I don't even think if it would hurt you.
Like if you took a shot of venom.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe if you had ulcers and that, but I don't know if your digestive.
But you would absorb it through your bloodstream, wouldn't you?
Do we have any experts listening to this podcast that can help us with this?
Yeah, if you directly took venom, say from an eastern diamondback, and say like a jigger, and then drank it, and chased it with with soda or milk or
milk.
I don't know.
I was thinking tequila.
Well, tequila too, I guess.
Bill chases his shots with milk.
I don't drink.
Let me get a whiskey.
I don't
and
drink
milk.
alcohol. No, I drink, and I drink goat milk. I don't drink cow milk. I drink goat milk.
I saw this meme, and it said whiskey because no good story has ever started with a glass of milk. And then it had a picture of the Nazi from Inglourious Basterds. I don't know if you've seen that, where he goes into the house and asks for a glass of milk from the dairy farmer. It's amazing.
I've never seen that movie.
Never
I've
seen
heard of
Inglourious
it.
Basterds?
I don't think I've seen that either.
What? It's
I've
a
heard
Quentin
the name.
Tarantino flick. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it's one of them. One of those flicks.
Yeah.
All right, so snakes are not poisonous, although there are technically a couple out there that are toxic if ingested,
Yeah, and
which would make
that's
them poisonous.
if you eat them.
So, and then there are, there's the Gila monster and the Mexican beaded lizard, which are both venomous.
Yes.
The Komodo dragon is not technically venomous, right? It's bacteria, or that's debate.
It's a big debate on that.
Yeah.
That's a big old controversy in itself.
Yeah, we won't even get into that today. So, all right, so Bill, I heard that you weren't really sure on a conspiracy, so
Well,
I came up
one
with
that I
something.
can discuss.
Well, let's officially begin Bill's conspiracy corner. So I've got something, unless you have something.
No, not really. I mean, the only thing that
I threw something out to Facebook World before you got in the room.
we was talking yesterday about, the Jeffrey Epstein thing came back saying that he was murdered, and pretty much a lot of people kind of knew that. I think he's still alive somewhere. But
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to throw this one out there only because I already announced it to Facebook.
No, that's fine, yeah.
And you and I have argued about it before, but 2 words, moon landing.
Oh God, here we go.
yeah, that one I'm not 100% sure on.
Well, what do you think did or didn't happen?
I think it did not happen.
Why?
Well,
Funny I should ask.
yeah, well, I've seen a few documentaries, and these are fairly recent, like within the past 5 to 7 years, and they were talking to a NASA guy, and I don't really trust NASA either. I'm finding out that they don't really speak the truth, just like a lot of other government agencies. But one guy was talking about not having the technology to go to the moon, and I'm thinking, well, why don't you use the technology you had in 1969 to go back to the moon? So I don't know if it was just a slip on words or what, but they were talking about the Van Allen belt, that the radiation's too strong for them to make either suits or whatever to go through it to get to the moon. But and then there was that one guy that made 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, wasn't that Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah,
Did that?
Stanley Kubrick,
There
and
you go.
he did a thing, and it
Well, they
was
said he supposedly made the video.
yeah,
of the
he's
moon
the one
landing.
that supposedly
Made the fake video.
made the videos and stuff. And then there's some other, and you don't know really how true this is, but some of the other clips and stuff, because the original moon landing tapes have been, apparently somebody taped over them. Yeah, they
There's an episode of Cheers.
yeah. Well, whatever they used to,
Shit! I used the wrong video.
Yeah,
tape.
they apparently a lot of them are no longer in existence. The originals, but there's some that they
How
said,
the hell
you
do
could
you tape over the original
I don't
video
know.
of the moon landing.
that, especially something that
Oh my God!
Unless some
significant.
kids got a hold of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh look, a videotape. I'm
Somebody's
gonna use
fired.
Yeah, I would think they would that would be locked up 10 miles underground and
Or there'd be
those
an extra copy.
storages. But and then there's some that have like
Got taped over. Sorry.
that's
I've heard it all.
I can't remember where I heard that, but I
Where's
was like,
the original
"You've got to
video?
be kidding
So,
me."
you see, we accidentally taped over it, so we don't actually have video anymore.
Yeah, so it's like, oh,
It's-
conveniently, you know.
Yeah, we have episode 21 of Roseanne instead.
Right, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So, I personally do believe the moon landing happened, and obviously I don't have definitive proof, but when I was in college, I worked at a place called Natural Wonders. You guys remember that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was...
They had a saber-toothed tiger skull in there that I
they had all
wanted
sorts
so
of crazy
bad.
crap.
Yeah.
But we had a bunch of telescopes there, and we had some pretty big telescopes. Like, we had
I
one
remember
that
you
had,
telling me this.
Yeah, it had like an 18-inch or a
Yeah, you
24-inch
can
aperture.
see the flag.
Yeah, so there was, at the time, you wouldn't really hook it into a computer. This was still like in the 90s when
You
I mean,
just took it
computers
up
were a
on the
thing.
roof, didn't you?
No, we took it out. We didn't go on the roof. We actually went out to part of the parking lot at the
Okay.
mall. But we would go out there. So we'd have some nights where we'd take the telescopes out and use them.
Because was they on the second floor of the
No,
mall?
we were on the first floor.
First
Okay,
floor,
okay.
yeah.
At least when I worked there.
Okay, I
And,
think it was first floor.
There was some pre-designated coordinates. Like you could put something in and it would find Jupiter, and you could see Jupiter. But one of them was the flag on the moon. Now I was not there the night they did that, but I remember all the staff talking about it the next day. They could see the flag on the moon. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing that makes me wonder. It's like, well, if you can see it with a telescope. I mean, how do you explain that?
Yeah,
how could we not have been there unless that conspiracy is so deep that the telescope companies are in on it too, just to try to further,
well,
further solidify the lie.
and then there's like Google Earth. They censor a lot of their, the places like if you want to look through, satellites and
Yeah.
that. So there's, just like military, secret places, they have it, just kind of like blocked off or whatever to where you can't see that from, the satellites
Yeah.
and everything.
So why do you
But-
think the moon landing would have been falsified? Just to get a one-up on Russia and China?
Exactly, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, because Russia, they had the first basically satellite, I guess it was Sputnik.
Yeah.
And so that kind of like was like, okay, well, this isn't so good.
It's like, look, we made it to the moon first. Hot
because
bitches.
I grew up during basically the Cold War, so it was like this fear of nuclear annihilation pretty much constantly.
Bill's dating himself again.
And I'm sure other
Bill was
people
40
that
during
remember
the Cold
that.
War.
But,
Well, no, most people don't. Most of our audience, they're not that old.
Okay.
I'm
that's
just
fine.
kidding.
But no, that's one thing I do remember growing up and, was just the fear of nuclear annihilation because they would tell us, if it happens, you've got
Did you have to
minutes.
do like duck and cover drills in school?
We did that,
and all
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Duck and
And it's
cover.
like
That's back when you had the single schoolhouse up on the hill. And
no,
all the
not
grades
quite
were in
that.
there.
We still had we had
You guys had to go fetch water.
we had
Outhouse.
halfway modern.
Yeah. By modern,
School.
you guys had moved to propane lanterns from candles.
No, we had electricity.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
didn't know they had electricity back then. Huh. Who'd imagine? All right, so we'll leave it up to you. Did the moon landing
But
happen
no, it
or
would
not?
be interesting to get a telescope, and obviously nowadays there's telescopes that you can see way farther than.
So
the moon.
if I got a telescope and showed you the flag on the moon, it would convince you?
It would probably.
I can probably get one off Amazon and return it when I'm done. The reason, they'll be like, what's the reason? I'll be like, didn't fit.
Yeah,
Yeah, larger than expected.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know it would make me more undoubtful about it, but it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, what if they just? I don't know. It's
Well-
just
Time shall tell. So,
yeah.
all right, so this is our Halloween episode. Heather, I understand you've got a little Halloween questionnaire game thing for us. So what do you got?
Yeah, so this is kind of asking you about, like, Halloween of way back when, I guess you'd say.
For Bill, that's way, way back when. So way back when for me, we got 2 ways. So,
Okay, the first question is, what is your favorite Halloween costume you wore from your childhood?
I can't actually remember any of my costumes
I-
from childhood.
We had the just like the one piece slip on, and then the plastic,
Mask.
mask
Yeah.
that just kind of went on with this like little rubber, real thin elastic band that always got all tangled up in your hair.
Yeah.
And it was wear once and then dispose of because
Oh,
it
really?
wouldn't last very long. And they were highly flammable, and you
My,
couldn't.
my
If
grandma
you got
had,
close to it, you'd just engulf in flames.
my grandma actually had a couple of those, and I remember we borrowed them one year and
Yeah.
we wore them.
What was your favorite costume?
Oh gosh, my mom used to make our costumes
My mom did too.
by hand. She would sew them. I don't remember. I'm trying to think of. I know one year it was a bat.
You were a bat.
Yeah.
I don't remember mine as a kid, but I do remember in my 20s, I wore a Gumby costume once to a Halloween party at my mother-in-law's. She was out of town. Her son was throwing the party, Alon, Uncle
Yeah.
Alon, and I ended up getting into a fight in the Gumby costume. And it ended in the yard, but I ended up someone tried to smash a beer bottle on my face,
Yeah.
and it hit the bridge of my nose and bounced. It was like, clink!
Yeah, you
was full.
mentioned this before.
Yeah, but it was in a Gumby costume, so
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, guys. A brawl in a Gumby costume. All right, moving on.
All right. So, do you have a least favorite or no?
Costume?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can't. I mean,
Did your mom make you wear something? You're like, oh, mom, don't make me wear this.
I don't
No,
remember
I've
that.
never had
Yeah.
that.
You didn't get wrapped in foil and called leftovers or anything like that.
No, did you?
No.
That sounds like something that happened to her because she came
No.
up with it.
No.
That's
I
never
never would
happened to
have
you
thought
guys?
about that.
Wrapped in foil and called leftovers.
That's a good one.
That is hilarious.
Oh, I think I've had it happen to classmates
I
before.
might do that to Stella tonight before we go trick or
You
treating.
could do that to her and tell her
Like,
that's
all right, you're leftovers. She'll fucking love it. She'll be like, oh, this is great. I'm leftovers. It's gonna be freaking cold tonight, so
Oh,
maybe
God.
instead of foil, I'll use one of those like foil fire blankets or something. That
There you go.
survival
Yeah.
My blanket,
blankets.
survival blanket.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. What is your favorite candy to get in your trick or treat bag?
Heath bars.
Mine was either the Smarties or
Yeah, back then Smarties.
Mounds candy bars. You know
The big candy bars didn't matter what it was. You
no,
got a big
well we
candy bar.
didn't get the big ones. We got the little one bite.
You never
know,
got a
the-
big candy bar in your bag?
Very rarely.
Oh man, you must have been trick or treating in the
well,
lower
yeah,
class neighborhood.
yeah. I mean, I think I quit trick or treating when I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So I quit fairly early because
Oh, they didn't even make big candy bars back then. There was still a chocolate shortage from the war.
Yeah. Yeah, true, true. We
They
had, like
needed
I
it to
said, we
make
had the
ammo.
bite size, and then
Needed it
the
for the
Smarties, and then
We
we
never
had
got big size
the
either.
apples with the razor blades in them, and
Oh yeah?
geez.
Yeah, I never got one of those.
you
You're
never
lucky.
did. Oh yeah, we used to get apples with razor blades, and we used to get other things with like pins and needles in them, and
This actually happened to you?
yeah.
Or, oh my gosh.
I mean, you
Bill.
read the reports. I'm sure it is, but
No,
I don't
no,
think it
you're-
had. I mean, it probably still happens every now and then, but because the parents always would say, check your child's candy before
know.
you let them eat it.
Yeah.
No, I just
And,
let them eat it and figure they'll check it themselves. If I hear a scream, then
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there's a needle.
Yep,
That's messed up.
it is. It's
is.
seriously messed up. It never happened to me, but I knew people that they did. So if I seen like somebody throwing in an apple or something, I was like, I just
Man, if somebody
Threw it
nowadays
away.
put an apple in my trick or treating bag, I would give it right back. I'd be like, dude, this is nice for candy.
Yeah.
Don't give me apples and toothbrushes and pencils.
You put it
Yeah.
with caramel, though, then it tastes
That's
good.
the house you toilet paper. What was your least or
My
favorite,
favorite
yeah.
candy, well, I can't. Let's see. I used to like the little miniature paydays, but I can't eat those
yeah?
anymore.
Paydays are legit.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably my
know.
favorite
oh
candy
I
bar.
miss
yes,
them.
I love those too.
Yeah.
I can't eat peanuts
And Reese's
anymore.
peanut
I'm
butter
sad.
cups.
Peanuts.
So I think we already know Matt's, but what is the worst candy to get in your trick or treat bag?
Whole apple doesn't
Yeah.
count as a candy.
Well,
What about a caramel apple?
Actually, so I'm gonna guess that would work. My least favorite though, man, I hate suckers.
Yeah, I would say that's probably my.
Like it's just something about getting that slobbery ass half disintegrated stick at the end that just makes me want to like throw up in somebody's eye, like
Yeah.
right into the eye hole of their eye, their pupil.
Yeah, suckers
Puke
were probably
people.
my least favorite as well.
So I don't know, it just grosses me out. I got a few.
Or
things.
licorice. I don't like licorice.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll eat licorice.
I like red licorice, not black licorice.
Yeah,
AKA
same here.
Twizzlers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers are good. The red ones.
What's your least favorite, Heather?
I guess I would say the hard candy.
Really?
Yeah, the hard candy.
I like hard
Can't.
candy. I don't like peppermints though. Stephanie's all over
The
those
only hard
peppermint
candy I
candies.
liked was Jolly Ranchers.
I like Jolly Ranchers. There's actually in that bag of candy sitting right there that we're giving out tonight, they've got these like crunchy, chewy Jolly Ranchers in there. So it's like
Oh.
it's got like a hard shell on the outside, and then once you suck through that, it's chewy in the middle.
Yeah.
I just chew it up. I put it in my mouth, and I'm like,
Crunch, crunch, crunch,
Oh
crunch.
man, yeah, ouch.
breaking my damn teeth. It's so good. I try to, like, every time I put it in, I'm like, all right, this one I'm going to savor. I'm going to, like, through the entirety, and I will last about 30 seconds before I chew it up.
Yeah, I can mow through some stuff because I don't have teeth. I got fake teeth. I could
Give
chomp
Bill
up
rocks.
ice cubes.
Here, eat
and-
this rock. I got a rock.
Okay, what was your favorite Halloween movie or TV show from childhood?
I'm tied between Great Pumpkin and the Garfield in Disguise, the Garfield Halloween special.
I would probably have to say The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Because Garfield, I was grown when Garfield came out.
Bill was getting ready to retire when Garfield came out. He was
Yeah. It's like, Garfield, who's
his
that?
first grandkid was born.
My
about you?
favorite would have to be, there's this show called, it was like a TV movie called The Halloween Tree. That was written by Ray Bradbury or whatever, or narrated by Ray Bradbury. And it would tell you, it was like an educational one that showed you Halloween around the world, but it was,
Huh.
I loved it as a kid. We used to
Huh.
watch it in school all the time.
I have to look
I'll
that up.
have to show
Friggin'
you
Heather,
that.
she's like, I'll tell you exactly what it was. She's so specific. We're
Yeah.
like, Garfield. Charlie
What?
Brown.
That
No, I
is
love it. It's great.
specific.
No,
Yeah,
you,
Charlie Brown.
you know what you
probably was
like.
Mine.
You're a woman that knows what she wants, Heather. All right.
All right, last question. Did you have any fun Halloween traditions in your family? Anything weird or...
No.
We never really
No.
had anything. We decorated. We went trick-or-treating, carved pumpkins. But
Yeah.
no, I feel like Halloween, unfortunately, is really downplayed nowadays. And I don't know. What about you? Any traditions in your family?
We used to go out trick-or-treating with my cousins every year in their neighborhood because we lived out in the country. And, well, in the country, you don't have houses right next door, so we would have to go out to Belleville and
Yeah.
trick-or-treat with my cousins. So,
Yeah, we've been trick-or-treating in my mom's neighborhood, well, since I moved here in 97, and we bring the kids over there still. It's just a great neighborhood. We tried trick-or-treating in our neighborhood, and it just wasn't the same. So we're headed over to my mom's neighborhood tonight, about 5:30. Going to go get her done. So, but yeah, no traditions on my end.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap this up for today. So, this is Tye-Dyed Iguana's official podcast, TDI Live. You can find us pretty well everywhere right now. We're on what was formerly known as iTunes. I don't even know what they're calling it now. Podcast. But I'm going to stick with iTunes. I'm
iPod.
old school. iPodcast tunes.
Yeah.
iTunes Cast. Podtunes. Stitcher. I don't even remember now. Google Play. Spotify.
YouTube.
I think that's it right now. And this will be released today, so if you're hearing this, know that it was recorded just a few hours ago. So, episode 13 on October 31st. Happy Halloween to everybody. Thank you for listening. I'm Matt,
And I'm Bill.
and I'm Heather.
and you just listened to TDI Live. Thank you for listening to Tye-Dyed Iguana's podcast, TDI Live. And don't forget to visit us on the web at www.thetdi.com.